Yeah, I liked it. I just, it was very, I don't want to say textbook or generic. No, because it wasn't. It wasn't. Like, don't get me wrong.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another BlushCat episode.
Whoa. Where's the howdy? Don't we start with howdy?
Howdy, Meowers.
Yeah, howdy. Tipping my hat.
I'm Dinner, your host for today.
Hello, Dinner.
Thank you.
Once again, I know this happens a lot on the BlushCat podcast, but I was just thinking of something funny and I just couldn't hold it back. It had nothing to do with you or your name. I know it might have seemed like that because of the timing, but that's not the way it was. But if anyone wants to hate me, my name is Devin. Go right ahead.
Hi, Devin. So today I heard we're going to be talking about 2023 April K-pop comebacks.
That we are.
Well, I bet we have a good amount to say, so should we jump right in?
Yep. Let's just start right off with, I don't know. Who are we starting off with?
We're going to start with IVE,
Oh,
but
that was my guess.
I should probably say we're going to be talking about mostly title tracks.
Yes.
And we're going to be, talking about music videos, stage performances, the songs themselves, anything about the releases that we can think of.
Yes.
Okay, so IVE had their first full album comeback. And yes, very good news. We're glad to hear it. We're glad to see it, except it is sad because Ray cannot join the actual stages for this comeback. She's on a bit of a hiatus, but, nothing that is like, ooh, can't talk about that. It's not a controversial reason. She's just taking a break. But we already...
Ray.
Pardon?
Sorry. The timing was kind of already past, but I was going to be like, what the heck, Ray? Like, oh man, like Ray. But yeah, it didn't really pan out.
Well, yeah, so it's unfortunate she's missing the first full album promo, but, we hope that she takes her time that she needs. But we already talked in episode 3 about Kitsch, which is their pre-release single, so if you want to hear what we had to say about that, you can check out episode 3. We're gonna focus mostly on I Am today, but I would like to say that I will be doing a track by track. It might not be me, Dinner, doing the track by track, but it will be me, Dinner, if you know what I'm saying.
Wink, wink.
So the track by track will be up on our Spotify page. I'm not sure when, but at some point you'll be able to check that out and hear me sharing my thoughts on each track from IVE's first full album, one by one.
Sounds fun. And interesting. Am I doing a good job of promoting it?
I guess. Sounds fun and interesting. The reviews are in, even though it hasn't even happened yet. But, so what were your thoughts on I Am?
That is who I am. That's my... Sorry, those were not my thoughts. Well, technically they were, because, like, that's what is going on in my head right now. Like, it is there, like, So those are my thoughts. But at the same time, okay, my real opinion thoughts. I liked it. I liked it more than Kitsch, because that one I just didn't really vibe with. I didn't really get it. It wasn't Kitsch to me. But did I like it more than After Like or even Love Dive? I'm not sure yet. I haven't heard it a bajillion times, but I have heard it more than once. And I did like the music video vibes. Like, it was good. It was great, really. There was nothing bad about it. Well, except that maybe kind of a little bit of the vocal tone. I'm very, very, very particular about the vocal tones, especially when they get into the higher ranges. Oftentimes I don't like them. And so that part that I was just singing, that's my, it gets a little high for me, that I'm a little like, it's a little screamy. But I know everyone else is not going to agree with that, and they're just going to be like, "Are you kidding me? The vocals slay," you know. But yeah, I liked it. I just, it was very I don't want to say textbook or generic. No, because it wasn't. It wasn't. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, you would think that for me personally, I would like something like Kitsch better, something that maybe has a little more edge to it. This is a little bit more, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it if it's not saying a little bit of, you know, a little bit more edge, you know, a little edgier, a little something different. But like, because it's not like it was predictable or boring. It wasn't. But it was like more classic, you know? And so for that reason, it's just, for me, it's not like, oh my God, I loved it. Because it's just like classic good. But yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I think that you said some things that are, you know, I think I like the high notes. But like I get what you're saying. Like it could be it could get to the twice point, but I don't think it's quite there. But I really loved it. I'm like, how are they just releasing so many good things, just one after the other? I loved Kitsch. I loved this one. I loved all the other ones. It's just another win in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they're still like coming out with strong, you know, release after release. Like they're strong ones. They're not they haven't like fallen off yet.
Yeah. I want to say that I really like the styling for this era, and I also think that each member, or some different members rather, are getting highlighted and featured more, which is good to see. It's not like, you know, the same people show over and over again. About the actual album, I do just want to say, when I listened to it for the first time, I got, and this might be like a little bit of a shock, but like the Pentagon vibes.
Oh,
like
wow.
It felt like the kind of thrill you get when you listen to a Pentagon album for the first time, and you're like, this is just like good. Like you know, they're offering different things with each track, and it was just like refreshing to have something that was actually good for once.
Oh God.
You know, there's a lot of stale B-sides these days, I feel, and just IVE didn't have those. I thought they were all different, but they all fit in an album. It wasn't any of them throwaway. Like, it wasn't like any of them were a skip. Not in my book, anyway.
I haven't had the chance to listen to their full album yet, but I get what you're saying like you're basically saying they actually did a full album like for a reason. Like they're like, these are good songs that we're going to release, not like, oh, we got to make another album, throw some songs in there.
Yeah. I actually do want to just say, just like that, Lips Exy from WJSN wrote that, so that was cool to have like another idol do the lyrics for one of their songs. There were also songs that the other members wrote on, so that was nice to see that they're getting to be involved in the music.
That's kind of crazy already. Like I feel like they're, you know, still new.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they had been doing like the rap making already, but like Wonyoung and Yujin were actually writing for the songs.
I feel like with boy groups, that's kind of more typical for you to see, but for girl groups, they either don't let them, or they don't want them to, or like don't say that they did. Like, I know there was something about like Lisa and Jennie having been contributing for a really long time or something, but like it's not supposed to be talked about. Like they don't get credit or something. So I don't know what it is, but like if the girls from IVE are doing that and people know about it, like I feel like that is a little bit different.
Yeah, I would also like to as like a last kind of thing about IVE's comeback, shout out the actual live stages of it. They're doing Kitsch and I Am on music shows, and you can really hear the live vocals in the stages.
I love a good live vocal.
Yeah.
Well, I love live vocals. Like, just please sing live.
Yeah, even like their encore stage that they had for the show, that was really good. Like, they were actually just taking the time to sing the song, and I Am is like a really difficult song, it seems like, because the range is so like different and high and stuff, and it seems like Wonyoung's parts are also a little lower than normal, but they're going for it, and I appreciate that.
You hear that, IVE? We appreciate that here at BlushCat. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Moving on to Kepler.
Oh, okay. Kepler. Yes, okay.
Kepler's comeback happened, and their title track, Giddy, was a thing.
Giddy, giddy up. Oh, never mind.
Nope,
That's
wrong song. So, yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
You want me to start again?
Sure.
Okay. Giddy. Well, I surely didn't feel that way after listening to it. Whoa. Rude. I did not like Giddy, but to be fair, I like to always give people context, full disclosure. I haven't been liking Kepler songs at all. Like, I'm not a Kepler fan. I haven't liked their music. Not to say that I'm like trying to say that they're the worst K-pop group in the whole world or anything. I'm just saying it hasn't been my taste. And Giddy is not my taste either. I don't even know if I can rank it higher or lower than one of their other songs, because like I really just felt pretty similar about all of their songs so far. To me, they're just, I could do without it, It's not like, there's some groups that I listen to the songs and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What is this music? And I actually like really don't like it or think it's really bad. Kepler to me is just kind of throwaway, and I feel bad because I don't think it's any of those girls' faults. I think it's just the way that the group is being managed and, made to have these songs that are like done quickly and generically because it's like a temporary group. But I haven't been vibing with it. I don't like it, and I really don't I don't like the styling being so predictable lately with the girl groups. I believe, and it was a styling that I was a fan of. I've always been a fan of leg warmers, wrist warmers in a more trendy way, not in an 80s way. I've partook as well in that fashion, despite ridicule from my peers. And
whoa.
So I was like, I like to see that that styling show up again. I believe one of the earlier groups to have done it was, God, what are they called? Got the Beat or whatever. Is that their song?
Yeah. No, that's the group, I think.
Yeah, okay. Well, they were sort of styled in that way, but in like another part of the styling was that it was like browns and like neutral tones and these like wrist, like sweater fabric on the wrists, and it's like you can tell like the certain styling that I'm talking about if you go and look at that. And then like Twice came back with a song and did like almost the exact same sort of color scheme and styling for theirs, and I was like, okay, we've seen this before. And now Giddy is here doing almost the exact same styling, but they're just like in gray, and I'm like, gray, brown, it's kind of the same. So it's getting a little stale to me. I'm like, okay, that was cool, guys, but if you're just gonna throw that on everyone at any point in time, like regardless of the concept or anything, like, can we not? So yeah, those are my thoughts on Kepler Giddy.
I totally agree. Like, we talked about Kepler a bit in episode 3 as well, And, we said that we kind of feel bad because it doesn't seem like that much time is being put into their releases. And I just feel like this is another example of that. However, I will say that it is better, in my opinion, than We Fresh. And I think that the B-sides on their EP are actually pretty decent. There's one that they're actually promoting, which I'm really glad they're promoting, and that's Back to the City. But I think that has a fresh vibe, and I wish that was more the direction they took in with their title tracks. I wish that was the way they headed with the title tracks. But at least they're doing it on a music show.
I didn't even know that. I haven't heard that one.
I do feel still though the performances themselves are lacking. I just feel like their choreography isn't very great, and it's just I don't know. You said it all already.
I just I think it's a little bit odd as well, because the only other group that I've really kept up with that was a temporary group like that was 101, but I know, I feel like IZ*ONE probably also, at least both of those groups would have been considered to be doing more high caliber things, like they didn't have throwaway stuff, I feel like. And they were temporary groups, with the choreography and the songs.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people really love IZ*ONE music, and they seemed even they had more relevance than Kepler does.
Is Kepler maybe similar to IOI, and were they maybe because I don't remember anything about, or maybe they were just too temporary IOI. I don't know. I feel like they had that one song, No,
yeah.
And that's it. What else did IOI do?
Yeah, I don't really know much about IOI. I know they were super popular in Korea, but I'm don't they only have a couple songs?
Yeah, so I don't know. Well, maybe they only had a couple songs, but that was the way to go, rather than having a lot of songs if they're all just going to be mid.
Yeah. Well, moving on from Kepler over to Apink.
D and D. I don't remember the tone of the beat. I don't remember it anymore.
It's close enough, Yeah, they had D&D.
But hey, gamers out there, or nerds, or geeks, who would be considered D? We're not talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. We're talking about Apink's first 5-member comeback. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. But sorry, I'm not trying to put down people that like D&D. I thought that I was I thought that would be a way that they would want to be identified, I wasn't trying to I was in no way trying to say hey, nerds that like D&D. We're not talking about that. I was saying hey, nerds that unite, that was that vibe.
Right.
Sorry.
D&D power.
Yeah.
Well, okay, anyway, I like it. It's classic Apink vibe. Nothing wrong with it. I thought the music video was good. I think it's refreshing. I think it fits the spring season. Nothing bad to say about it, except, it's a little bit sad that it's their first one with 5 members officially as a title track. But what are you going to do? I'm glad that they're still making music and having regular K-pop style comebacks, even though they've been a group for so long.
Oh,
so
I feel like I sensed a little bit of a cough cough nudge nudge in there.
Yep.
Wink wink.
I was putting it in there.
Yeah, I'd say the 5-member thing is a little, it is sad, especially to big fans are obviously going to be affected by that a lot. But at least it's more of just a hey guys, we've re-signed our contract for quite a few times now. You know, we're quite an old group, and over the years, maybe it's gonna dwindle a little bit. You know, some people are gonna decide to move on, rather than like, you know, oh, this person's getting kicked out or something. You know, yeah. I know. I just, unless we're talking about DKZ or Pentagon, apparently it just sounds like I hate everything. But I'm not saying that I hate this either. I'm just saying I'm not a usual Apink fan. I really did like Copycat, the Chobom. Okay. I really liked their song, their comeback, and I really liked Dum Dum, and like and those sort of ones were a vibe, but like classic Apink I never really vibed with. And this is, yes, definitely classic Apink. Like they've gone back, you know. They were doing the more of the vibe for a little while there, it seemed like. But they've gone back to classic Apink, and I think that it's great and all, but it's just not like a song I'd be having on repeat or anything because it's not my style. But like in terms of classic Apink as well, like I do think it's really good. Like it was probably the best out of the classic Apink songs that I can think of. I did like it, and it was fresh. It was, you know, like they didn't seem old or anything, you know, like it didn't seem like, oh god, this group, like it wasn't like watching Super Junior or something, you know.
It's not at all like, oh, what are they still trying to have a comeback for?
Right.
I'm just like, you know, thank you for being here to, you know, give us that classic vibe that we need.
Yeah. And that's another thing too that I like about it, is that they weren't trying to like keep up with the times. Like if they have a song that's gonna go really well with the times, or like they want to try something new, that sort of thing, and it works, then that's great. But at the same time, they're like, we're also just gonna do stuff that fits us. We're not just gonna constantly be trying to do like, oh well, this is the vibe right now, so we're gonna do this too. They're just like, nah, we're doing Apink, so you know, and it sounds good, and we're doing a good job.
Yeah, not going unnoticed. We definitely are here for that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Apink. Moving on to Just Be. If you follow BlushCat on Twitter, at BlushCat_TWT, you will have probably seen that we were trying to encourage you to listen to their new single, which is a pre-release. We don't know when they're going to be releasing their next album, but you should listen to their new song Camellia, because it's really beautiful. It's a ballad. It was, you know, the members really contributed to it. They wrote it, they arranged it, composed it, whatnot. And it's just like a nice, comforting sort of song.
I think that's a good word for it, comforting.
Okay. How did you feel about it? The video, the song?
So, okay.
I already know it's not going to be your vibe, your preferred vibe, but...
Yeah, once again, I'm going to say, you know, history, backstory, disclaimer time. I'm not a Just Be fan per se. I really like Nanan. And the other Just Be songs that I've heard, like the other title tracks, it's like, sure, you know, they're fine. But, you know, not a huge, like, woo, I've got to support my boys sort of vibe coming from me. Although I have been liking Write Just That. Just Be content pieces rather than just be music pieces. But yeah, I tend to, with these sorts of songs, like this sort of sound and genre of song, to not really care about them unless it is like especially beautiful, pretty, emotional sounding, which I know some people probably already think that this is that way. But I don't know, you just would have to like really, really you know, hit that special vibe somehow.
Uh-huh.
Or it would have to be like, it would be easier for me to feel that way about it if like the people I cared about, you know, like if I was already like, oh my God, you know, like these, you know, so I'm going to support Pentagon until the ends of time. So when I hear a Pentagon song, like I feel it more already.
Right.
I don't feel that way about Just Be. So to me, it was like, once again, not bad in any way. Like I've definitely heard songs that are that genre that I'm like, oh God, it's so boring. And this was maybe a little bit boring to me, but at the same time, it was pretty. It was pretty, you know, it did sound good. It was pretty, but I just was a little bit like, I wish I could feel more about this, but I just don't.
Okay, I think that's fair. It was honestly, you know, I was expecting worse from you, to be honest. So everybody stand Just Be. And that's really all that I have to say about that right now.
I'm looking at Just Be with you know, like I'm looking towards their future, you know, like that sort of vibe. I'm like, go for it, Just Be, you know, I'll you lead, I'll follow. No, that's not exactly right. But yeah, I
personally think like they really are a group that has potential to be really successful, and everything that they're doing, I think they're getting there. If just people, I feel like people don't really know about them though, because they're from a small company. They don't have any other groups in their company to, you know, carry them.
Yeah, like when I go and I think back to like the festivals that were happening, the end of the year festivals, and all of the different groups that were, you know, shown at those sorts of things that were included. It's like obviously all the big ones that you know and that you talk about. And then there were, you know, they always have like one or two like kind of more new groups or rookie groups. And so it was like Tempest. And I'm like, I have never ever heard of or seen Tempest anywhere besides those festivals. And from what I saw during those festivals, they were not up to par, you know? And then there's a group like Just Be that's like good enough to perform in that sort of setting and seemingly, you know, unknown could use that opportunity, and it's like, no, they're just like not included. Like where did Tempest come from that they can be included like that when they couldn't hold their own, really? It's just a shame. I just feel like sometimes there are like mid-range groups that are like not super rookie new but not super known. They're just like good but unknown in the middle, and it's like, why can't, like those ones are the ones that get stuck without getting anything, you know, no one can see them do anything.
I'm afraid like I don't want to see them fall into the Pentagon trap of releasing such great stuff and, you know, not getting it like be recognized as much as it should be. Now let's talk about a release. Even though we said we were talking about April K-pop comebacks, this one technically wasn't released in April. We're going to be honest, but we want to just briefly mention Jimin of BTS. He had his solo debut, so we're going to quickly talk about that. So personally, we're mainly going to be talking about Like Crazy. Personally, I didn't like it, so I'm starting with that opinion right now, getting it out there. I was really actually anticipating Jimin's solo release. I thought it was going to totally be my vibe. And then I saw the music video. Maybe if I heard the song before I watched the music video, I would have felt a little differently about the release in general, because the song isn't the worst for me. I get that it's like a metaphor, but I personally don't like the lyrical content of the song. Like if I take that at face value, I don't enjoy it. But if I kind of like dig a little deeper, I guess I get it. But I don't really ever want to see the music video. And that's I guess, all that I have to say.
That music video, that'll be New Jeans' next music video in a couple years from now. I mean, honestly, at the rate that they're headed. No, sorry, this is not about New Jeans or controversial New Jeans opinions about not wanting to see young children in a club, but whatever. Yeah, I'm bringing it back. I'm not afraid of the hate.
Wow. Okay.
But anyway, Jimin. Okay, here's the thing. I am not stuck on repeat here, but let's say once again that I'm not really a fan of Jimin's stuff. And by that I mean, okay, so BTS, when BTS made good music, when BTS made good music, you know, before Permission to Dance sort of vibes, I liked BTS music. It was great. But what I didn't ever really like was Jimin's parts in BTS music. And through the years, I started to... I know. It's hard to hear, but just... I started to think that his...
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not saying to anybody... I was talking to ARMY right now about what Devin is saying. I'm not saying Jimin's parts are hard to hear. I'm disagreeing with what Devin was saying. I like Jimin's parts.
Yeah,
I'm talking to the fans
it's hard
right now.
for people to hear me say that Jimin's stuff would be hard... Or not hard to hear, but something that I wouldn't like.
Please don't misunderstand my side comment.
But anyway, so yeah, I just don't like his vocal tone. I just don't like it. It's a personal preference. And so a lot of the times I just didn't like his parts in songs. But then over the years, on the different tracks, the different albums, as time went on, I started to like think that it was fitting a little bit more. And so I was like, okay, yeah, you know, Jimin's parts don't even really bother me anymore. But overall, like, is it called Serendipity?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so his solo song Serendipity, I like Lie, and that's a solo song from Jimin. But Serendipity, a solo song from Jimin.
Filter? You probably don't even listen to that one.
I don't really remember it very well. I've definitely heard it before because I listened to all of their songs on their albums. So I've heard Filter, but I guess I didn't ever, you know, add it to a playlist because I don't remember it that well. But Serendipity, I know that I did not like. So I was like, if Jimin's song is going to be like that, I'm not going to like it. And then the other thing that I thought it might have been like would be Taemin songs, because it seems like his sort of dancing style would be similar to that, maybe if Taemin, if he were to do his own content.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that dancing style. So I was like, okay, if he does that sort of thing, I wouldn't like that either. But what I was looking forward to was, hey, if anyone from BTS is going to do a solo promotion and have it actually still seem like K-pop, it would be Jimin, right?
Right. Totally. Like, I was definitely, when I knew he was going to be doing music show, like going the classic promotion route, I was like, all right, finally.
Yeah. And so I thought, okay, at least it would be that. And that's something that I can respect, even though I'm not probably going to like the style of it. But that is, I mean, personally, I don't think that's the case. Now, to be fair, I didn't see him perform it anywhere, so I didn't see the choreography because the music video doesn't have any choreography in it. I have only heard it once, and it was while watching the music video, and I did not like the sound. I did not like Jimin's vocal tone, but that is obviously predictable. But more so than that, and I didn't like the music video, but more so than that is not to be rude, but I just thought it was terribly boring. And it's not even that necessarily the song was terribly boring. Maybe it wouldn't have been, but the music video was terribly boring. Like, with no choreography, with him just standing around and like, like not flailing, but just like lolling about. Like, what would you call it? Like just like having his head tilted this way and then having his head tilted that way.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah.
It was just so boring, and I was just like, is this song over yet? Because it's already insulted me basically, and now it's also making me waste my time.
Yeah, I kind of felt similarly. It's just, yeah, when I had actual good expectations, this is gonna be awful. Like, this is gonna be like, I feel really bad, but it's not what I thought it would be. So it wasn't, I can't say that I really loved it or even enjoy it or want to go back to it, because I didn't.
Yeah, it's a shame, but like when groups and people set expectations, you're gonna end up judging them differently. So sometimes when groups have an expectation of, they're a rookie or they're new or, things like that, it's like, okay, well, you're gonna judge them a little bit easier. You're like, wow, this actually surprised me. It's not the best song in the world if I judged it against all songs, but judging it against my expectations for what it was going to be, this is pretty good. And then you take a group like BTS that for a very long time released every single song they were releasing was like, wow, oh my god, BTS has done it again.
Yeah, like top tier stuff.
Yeah, to then all of a sudden hitting this sort of phase of their career of just being like, another one that I don't like, another one that I don't like. It gets harder and harder to judge them, like, not nicely. I'm saying like, you're going to be harsher and harsher every time because you're like, I know that you guys can do stuff that I like. Yeah. And it's not just like it was a fluke, like one thing. It's like you keep making stuff that is like just not the standard that I thought there was.
Yeah.
So it's rough, but I mean, I think that they're aware that people are going to be, the standards are high, and so people are going to be looking at them more, they're going to scrutinize everything more.
Right. On sort of an opposite note, we're going to be moving on, like an opposite note from somebody we had really high expectations of, or at least, I mean, I was really anticipating this, and it kind of wasn't what I expected. We're going to move on to Jisoo of Blackpink, her solo debut. And personally, probably both of us probably didn't even want to tune into this.
Yeah, I actually didn't listen to it and Jimin's song as well. I did not listen to it until today, and it came out 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, I didn't listen to the Jisoo song for quite some time after it was released as well.
So she released her solo called Flower, and I definitely didn't want to tune in. I wasn't looking forward to it. I don't have a problem with solo or Lisa's song La Lisa, but I didn't care for Rosé's because I don't like her style at all, really. And the same goes for Jisoo. Yeah. But, I tuned in anyway. I watched the music video, and I like it. I do. I'm gonna just, like, it was kind of like, and it's okay at first, but no, I think I'm actually gonna have to say that I like it.
And coming from dinner, that is crazy to hear. That would be like if I had said that I liked the Jimin song.
Yeah.
Like, that is wild. I can't believe it. I
can't even believe it. But I'll admit it.
I also can't believe it because I just I don't see it. I do not like it.
Like, I don't think she did something wowing. Like, I could see somebody else doing it and I would like it. Like, I like the song and the choreography, but I don't think it's her that is making it
yeah.
stand out. Like, I just think it has cool elements to the choreography, and the song itself is like, it reminds me of Yubin style. She's a soloist, but she was in Wonder Girls. Was/is, I don't really know. But it has like this certain vibe, also kind of like Sunmi, also Wonder Girls. So it's got this vibe to me.
Sunmi was in Wonder Girls?
Oh, yeah, you learn something new every day.
What the heck?
Yeah, so it's kind of got that vibe for me.
Okay, well, yeah, I definitely see the Sunmi vibe, and I definitely don't like it. Do I like Sunmi? No, I don't. I'm gonna come right out and say it. I just don't. But what I feel like, and I know everyone hates me already, okay? So I don't even care. But I feel like Sunmi at least had, I don't know if she necessarily had like a power vocal thing going for her, but I feel like she had some sort of like high caliber vocal skill or something going on with her songs. Is that accurate at all?
I guess, yeah, like there's a bit of like a bold, like sort of, she's got this like powerful
strong
kind of
voice.
Energy, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Sunmi has that, and I'm not really one for caring about like vocal prowess,
Mm-hmm.
So I did never really care about that. And then also, whenever I saw Sunmi's stuff, I just thought it was like awkward, like her movements and stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought was awkward, and that didn't appeal to me. And like she did that song. Oh my god, what was that one? You Can't Sit With Us or whatever.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
And she's like, she's like looks like a 30-something-year-old woman, and she's like dressing as if she's doing some sort of high school drama, like schoolgirl like thing. And I'm like, I don't get this. Like, I'm just not vibing with it. And I just feel like Jisoo has a similar vein of like awkwardness to her movements that I'm like, I don't get why people would want to watch this. But then also her vocals are like weak, like, so it's like she doesn't even have the thing that I thought people liked from Sunmi, because I think her vocals are just really like not even there. And then also I think really the only thing that I'm feeling like I can see that people would be appealed towards, I'm not even using the right words anymore, but I'm like, okay, so they're just making it they're making it like a beautiful thing to look at, it's like an art piece almost. That's Jisoo's appeal, because every time in the Blackpink music videos, Jisoo's parts, that's what they were,
Yeah.
They were like the museum, statuesque, beautiful moments. And so it's like, okay, so that's Jisoo's thing. And so then they made her whole music video seem that way. And then it looks like the choreography and the stage performance seems to be following a similar vein. Like, she's dancing, but it's going to be more of like a beautiful, like, it's not like, wow, what a great dance. It's more of like, wow, what a nice thing to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, like, I just think that her movements are too awkward for it to be that way. And even more so, her facial expressions, like, I just don't, I'm not being sold on any part of it. Like, I just don't want to look at it. I just don't want to hear it. I don't think it was good at all. I am sorry, Jisoo, don't listen to this, because I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying I really didn't get it.
Well, as somebody who likes it, and once again, I'm admitting it, okay? But I am right there with you. So it's going to sound weird for me to say that I like it when I totally, like, yes, about the weak vocals and the awkward dancing and it just seeming like it's an art piece. But, there, like, I think yeah, I'm viewing at it as kind of like an art piece, I guess. So it's like the vibe I like, but if somebody else was doing it, I would like it way more probably because like I would be getting, you know,
you'd be getting more out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I totally understand how someone could see the sort of, you know, awkwardness to it, the sort of like, you know, something's just off about this and like that vibe. Because, yeah, that is something like, I feel like that's a reason that people like a lot of art, is that it's like not perfect, you know? You see the imperfections in it. It makes you just like feel something. And that's definitely something that a lot of people, I can understand, if I try and think of it that way, how yes, people would be drawn to that and would like that. It's just not something that I like. Like I don't relate to that, because a lot of people, a lot of like the trend nowadays with movies, I feel like I can't say in Hollywood because it'd be like, you know, more indie films, but everyone loves for like the main characters to be awkward, be quote unquote ugly, imperfect, you know?
Yeah.
People, they latch onto that and they're like, oh my god, I love this. Whenever I see the trailers and stuff for things like that, I'm like, I don't want to watch that. It's just not something that appeals to me. It's not something that I want to see in like content pieces so much. Not that I want to see things that are perfect, but I don't know. But I get that people would think that way, and I just hope that people can understand that I don't think that way. Because trust me, guys, I don't like Hollywood movies either that are completely, perfectly polished to be exactly what mainstream would want. That's my least favorite thing of all. Give me all of those awkward indie movies. If I have to pick one, I'll take those over the Hollywood ones. Because the Hollywood ones are bad as well, okay? I hate when things are made to be mainstream. That's why I don't like BTS's new music.
Okay, well, we're gonna go on to a soloist again, and that soloist would be Lee Chae Yeon, who is a former IVE member. She had her second comeback, well, first comeback, I guess. Like, she had debut, and now she's coming back.
Yes, with Knock.
And how do you feel about Knock? Should I talk about my thoughts, or do you want to share yours?
I'll talk about I liked Knock. Her first song was Hush Hush, right?
Hush Rush.
Hush Rush. And I liked that one. Like, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I think I kind of like this one. And Knock I like as well. Now I didn't have a moment to watch a stage performance of it, but I did see the music video, and then I saw the dance practice for it. And I really, at first I was like, you know what? I like this. I like this song. And I like the direction that she's going as a solo artist, as a female solo artist as well. It seems that she is managing to have sort of a focus on dance, because she does like dance a lot. And so she's having a focus on dance that I don't think I've really seen from a female solo artist yet. I mean, I guess Lisa kind of would be like that, but not really, like, or at least it seems like a different type of dance.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, you know, this is sort of like more of like the Kong Daniel vibe of like, I make songs, but like I want to make sure that I can dance. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I like that, because that seems very authentic to her. And I like the sound of it and everything. But I did think that when I watched the dance practice, I could kind of see how maybe which it's not a fair comparison exactly, or like not a fair evaluation, I suppose, because she's not singing in the dance practice. I didn't watch her doing like a live performance where she would be like quote unquote singing and dancing at the same time. But just being able to see you know, the dance performance go on without, you know, a music video vibe, and without like, you know, the camera work and stuff, it did seem to me like maybe it was going to be the performance overall would be very heavily focused on dance, and like the vocals were really taking a back seat in terms of like it's weird for me to try and say that it seems like she wasn't really going to be caring about the singing when she was just doing a dance practice, but I don't know, I just really did feel like I would get that vibe that like if I were to see her doing this live, it would be basically like for the dance, and like yeah, maybe she's singing live, maybe she's not, but it's like who cares really, like the song is just sort of there.
Yeah. Now I'll say right away that I do really like Knock. And I agree, I like the direction she's going as a soloist. I would say Chungha has a heavy dance focus as a soloist. And I think they have similar, like, you know, vibe. They have a similar background, kind of. Chungha came from IOI. Chaeyeon came from IZ*ONE. And I kind of like that she didn't get put into a group, because I think she's offering something different.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As a soloist. But I do think that, yeah, when I watched the live stages of her song, and I like, it didn't seem live to me, and it seemed the first stage that she did, the M Countdown one, seemed like she wasn't even like acting like she was singing it. It just seemed like, yeah, I'm here for my dance performance.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody knew that she has such a strong focus on dance, but her first solo Hush Rush wasn't like, I know people thought that Hush Rush wasn't a great debut because they're like, she is so dance focused, but this doesn't have a heavy dance focus. So maybe this time she like knew that, and she's like, okay, everybody knows that I really love dance and everybody wants to see that from me, so I'm gonna offer this. I don't know, but you know, I think the song itself, like Knock, is, you know, like, I think it's a good song, and so to see the music show stages, it kind of takes something away to see that it's just so performance heavy. And I also think that it's kind of boring to watch it on the stages, because I think the camera work in the music video did a lot for the performance, and they don't really do it the same way on the stages. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I'd say she, as a soloist, even though everybody thinks she's such a great dancer, I personally don't really care if I see her stages. But as a soloist, she has, like, I loved all the songs from the first release and from this new EP that she has. I think they sound really different, and they have this like unique vibe, and you know, she's a soloist that I'm actually really enjoying the music of, because I think it's something different.
Yeah, as far as female soloists that I can think of, I was pleasantly surprised when I heard both of her songs. Like, I was like, oh wow, these are good, like I like these. Most of the time, like I like some of Somi's songs, or just one of Somi's songs, I guess, maybe. But like, I can't think of many other female solo songs that I really cared about. I was always, you know, like Chungha stuff, it's like I don't really care about it. Who else would there be? I don't know, just like a lot of the people that came from those temporary
you
groups.
Probably don't really like.
Yeah, I don't like NB. All the people that came from those groups like IOI, IZ*ONE, you know, like people that maybe split off from some of those, I was always just like, I don't know, just like, I'll pass, like I don't really care about it. But her stuff is definitely different, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'd listen to this again, I like it.
Yeah. I also, is probably like not like an interesting take, but I would like to say that I do think it's cool, like everybody probably, it's probably something that's common to find, like, oh yeah, I like how they did that. But her first, like, her opening line in Hush Rush is over the moon, and so this second album, EP, whatever, is called Over the Moon. So, like, I don't know. I thought that was cool.
Didn't they kind of do like a through line of the like in the concepts? Didn't, because like the first one was like a vampire sort of thing, right? And didn't it kind of carry over in some way? I only saw the music video once. I can't remember, but I feel like I was watching and I was like, oh, hey, doesn't this kind of tie in with the first one?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Maybe I'm crazy. She's obviously not going to be a vampire in this one. She's dancing. I don't remember.
Also about Chaeyeon, she is doing I Don't Want to Know on music show stages as a B-side. And when I heard this, like I heard it in the album before I watched a stage of it, and
she lost her mind. No, I don't know.
I totally knew right away. I was like, oh, this one, like, the intro is so long before there's even singing. I'm like, this is going to be like a dance track. And so she did it on stage, and I think that is like she's really clearly trying to show off the performance aspect this comeback. And just for anybody who might be curious about her tracks, if you like video game soundtracks, or maybe not soundtracks, like, well, yeah, I guess, like, it sounds to
video
me
game music
like it belongs in a video game like PGR, if you're familiar.
Ooh, okay.
Or SSX snowboarding games.
Okay.
Like, and maybe if
like
you
those
know,
don't have the same music at all, but
yeah, they don't, but like I get those types of vibes. If you're familiar with Le Seraphim, their intro songs from both albums, actually, The World Is My Oyster and also The Hydra, they like, this song by Chaeyeon totally reminds me of those songs.
Ooh, maybe I should listen to that one.
It's got this, like, you know, funky sort of galaxy type beat that is like, it makes me like feel motion.
Songs that you can race to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make that a playlist.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Nobody steal that. So the last group that we're going to be talking about for an April comeback is a subunit of NCT, brand new subunit debut of NCT DoJaeJung, DoJaeJung, Jaehyun, and Jungwoo of NCT. And they debuted with Perfume.
Okay, so why don't you go first and talk about Perfume?
Okay, I'll do that. It's what I expected from those three people. I don't hate it. I'm not like, wow, this is like another Baby Don't Stop, even though in concept it's similar, I guess. Like, for like, if you were to divide the NCT songs in half, it would be on the same half as Baby Don't Stop.
Okay.
But it's, if it comes on, I'm not gonna be like, ew, turn this off. But I'm not like, oh, I'm so hyped for this song, because it's not really that type of vibe anyway. But I will say, like, I think Perfume as a concept suits those three people. And I totally get what they were doing. And I thought that they did a lot of promo for it. And, like, they have a bottle of perfume. So I think that's a cool, fresh take. But, I don't have much to say about it because it's so new. And I don't know. It is what it is. Nothing horrible, nothing amazing.
Okay, so here's the thing. Everyone, say it with me now. I'm not a fan. Oh, I'm not a fan of those people in NCT.
Yeah.
Okay. Particularly, like, I'm not a fan of NCT, but like, okay, so I don't like NCT stuff usually. Remember, we talked about an episode, whatever it was, how NCT Dream Best Friend Ever is like the first and only NCT song. No, I really do like Baby Don't Stop. I don't know how that happened because you wouldn't think that I would like it. But I really like Baby Don't Stop, and I really like Best Friend Ever. Other than that...
I believe that was episode 1. You can go check that out right now, listeners.
Okay. If you enjoy hearing me talk about all of the things that I don't like, just listen to any episode really so far, because they've all had a lot of that. But I don't like NCT's music usually. I don't like those people in NCT usually. Not to be rude, not my vibe, not my style. And I don't usually like songs that are going to be honestly flowery.
Okay.
I don't songs that have, the like beautiful flowery sort of concept, don't I usually just not like them?
Yeah, which is
so surprising.
Opposite of me. I'm like, all right, another one.
It's not that I don't like beautiful things, it's just that for some reason, for the most part, usually songs that are like that, I'm just like like I just could have done without it, I don't really care about it. But here's the surprising thing, guys. This song I did not mind, at all.
Yeah, see, there's nothing bad about it, really.
Yeah, I was like, I could totally listen to this again. I thought I was going to be, puking,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God, I literally have to watch this. I have to listen to this. These people, NCT, doing a perfume song. Oh, my God, it's going to be torture. No, there was nothing wrong with it. I was like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. It didn't bother me at all. I've only heard it once. I've only heard it once, but I totally could hear it again. I would listen to it again. I could see the music video again. I was like,
wow, that it's not bad when she can see the music video again.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is so unoffensive.
There's a bathtub in it.
Yeah, there's a bathtub.
We're gonna get that for our games.
We got to get the bathtub. But yeah, no, seriously, I was just like, wow, I can't believe this is so unoffensive to me. But what I didn't like actually is the raps at the end. I was kind of like, oh, okay, wait, what are they doing? Stop. DoJaeJung, stop. What are you doing? But before that point, I was kind of like, even their styling, normally I'd be like, oh, I don't like this styling. I don't like the lace shirts. You know how I feel about lace shirts. Or ruffly shirts, silky shirts. I never am a fan. But not that to say that I was a fan of these shirts, but I was just like, I don't like those, but at the same time, I can deal with it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I couldn't believe it. But
that is really surprising, especially because of the people that are in it.
Yeah.
For you. It's like, wow. But, it's really, if you're hesitant about them, maybe check it out. Maybe you'll be surprised.
And this just goes to show that I do not let my previous, biases just fully take over. And I'm always saying, oh, I don't like these people already, or I didn't like this group, and so I didn't like this song. But, here's an instance where I had the bias going into it, that I wouldn't like it and that I don't like it. But that doesn't change my actual, that doesn't influence my actual opinion. I still will take the thing at face value, and I can, I'm not automatically hating it because I didn't like the people's other stuff. So you should be able to trust me on my opinions.
Yeah. Also, just as a side note, I do want to say something else, but just as a side note, the Yubin, I talked about her earlier, the Yubin video for Perfume, she has a song called Perfume that was released a couple years ago. That has a bathtub in it too. So I don't really know what's up with perfume and bathtubs, but apparently they go together.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. I want to say that it is surprising. I was surprised. You were probably surprised because I don't know if you remember, but I'm pretty sure it was those 3 people, and that's why they have a unit, because they had one at the concert, and then they performed on one of the Gaios or something like that. Those 3 people, and they had the stage on these riser type things. They were doing a unit song, and it was really slow, and well, anyway, we didn't enjoy that, and it was really boring and totally not our vibe. And so I thought when I was like, oh, of course they're having a unit debut if they did that thing on the Gaio stage or whatever. And so I thought that Perfume was going to be like that, but it wasn't. It was like way more normal of like a tempo and style than whatever that was. So it was fine.
Yeah, I think that really helped that it wasn't like, by definition, it wasn't like slow.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all of the April and 1 March comebacks that we have to talk about today.
If you have trouble thinking that I can like anything, don't worry. I sandwiched my good opinions from the start and the end. So just forget everything that I said in the middle.
Yeah, and you can comment which April comeback you have been enjoying so far. If you have any groups that you're looking forward to having a comeback soon, share those with us. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notifications, and also give us a like, please and thank you. You can follow us on Spotify, like I mentioned earlier, to stay tuned for the track by track that I'll be doing. And you can also stream the video version of the BlushCat podcast, not only on our YouTube page, but also over on Spotify.
Yes, finally.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for listening. This has been Dinner.
And me, bye.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow.